I was not allowed to go to my daughter's wedding. I canceled everything I had paid for in secret. Yes, your own children are the only ones who can really hurt you. The same thing is happening to me. My 27-year-old daughter Ava told me I couldn't go to her wedding. The past week I've been drinking and being sad. I paid for her wedding, which was supposed to happen yesterday. Yes, I was paying for a wedding present. When she was young, Ava was difficult. When she told me about getting ready for her wedding, I felt better knowing she was finally marrying the person she loved. As a child, I had a lot of bad dreams about her getting married. It was hard for her and her fiancé to afford a good wedding, so I helped them out. What do I get in return? I was told I couldn't go. Words can't describe the destruction. A few days ago, I called the wedding manager to add my brother to the list of guests. He said that the guest list was full. I asked him to email me the full guest list so that we could see what we could do. He said Ava had told him not to share the party list. I told him that they should do what I said because I was her father and my family was paying for the wedding. Even though he didn't want to, he sent me the list when I told him I would call his boss. When I saw that, my heart sank. My wife and I weren't on it. I called the wedding coordinator again and claimed there must have been a mistake because neither my name nor my wife's name was on the list. He made it clear that he had been told very clearly not to say our names. I couldn't believe it until he showed me the email conversation he had with Ava. They were told to keep us from getting into the place, which made things worse. That must have been really terrible. I already knew that my daughter didn't like me, but I never thought it would get so bad that she wouldn't let me go to her wedding. That day she was at her bachelorette party, so when I called her quickly, her phone was locked. She didn't call that day or the next, even though I asked her to in a message. I got to her apartment, where she was living with her fiancé on the third day, right before the wedding. She told me she couldn't meet up with me because she was busy getting ready for her wedding. By that time, the wedding planner had told her that I knew about the guest list, so she avoided me. I went there to ask her a question, but the way she treated me made me even more angry. I let her know that I knew she had stopped me from going to the wedding. She told him, "Well, good for you, you saved time and effort by traveling to the place. I'll send the wedding pictures if I have time." I went completely crazy. They didn't say anything else, like they were sorry or offered an explanation. I cried because she was so mean. As I thought about what I had done wrong to deserve this, tears filled my eyes. She said I had always been mean to her, first by hitting her grandmother, and then by taking sides with other people. She wanted me to stand up for her no matter what, even when she was wrong. How could I stand up for her when she picked on my sister's daughter? When she was caught taking pills in class, I did stand up for her and keep her from being kicked out of school. I helped her get into college. However, she chose to stay unappreciative despite everything I did. As soon as she saw me crying, she said I was making her home bad. I told her that I would be paying for her wedding. She got mad at me and told me I owed her something, and that I wasn't helping her. I lost it, and told her I didn't owe her anything. I had already done enough for this wedding, which was a gift. She told me to leave because she didn't have time for my mental mess. As soon as I got home, I broke down in tears in front of Mercy, my wife and Ava's stepmother. Mercy is usually a kind and understanding person, but she got angry when she saw me cry for the first time. She told me to take care of Ava. She went on, "We must stop Ava from thinking she has the right to hurt us in the past. Ava lived off of my money until she finally got a good job a year ago. Because of this, she didn't have any wedding money saved up. I was done. The choice to punish her was mine. I canceled the wedding. It didn't bother me that I didn't get much of my advance fees back. I wanted to stop both the wedding planner and the venue, but I knew that telling Ava would give her time to make other plans. The plan was for me to ruin her special day. Since she already had the dress, I let her keep it. I felt bad about everything, but when I thought about it, I knew I had done enough for her. Why should I feel bad that I crashed her wedding when she didn't do it? On the day of the wedding planner, chefs, and decorators were turned away when they got there. There was a lot going on when security showed them the cancellation email. I told the wedding planner that I wasn't worried about it anymore when they called to ask for the last payment. They could talk to Ava about it with me. They told me that Ava got into a fight with the venue guards when they wouldn't let her in. She almost got arrested for trespassing, but her fiancé stopped her just in time. When she tried to call, I stopped her number, and when she got to my house, I wouldn't let her in through the main gate. I wanted to be calm, but she didn't scare me. It didn't help to talk because her words would only make me feel worse, just like they did when I went to her house. She had to be responsible for what she did. As a child, she could no longer be forgiven over and over again. There was no family in Ava's wedding plans. She only wanted her friends to come. I respected her choice. I didn't have to tell her friends about the canceled wedding because she already had to talk to them about it. The only people Who weren't happy with what I did were my parents. They told us that we should never be mean to our kids, no matter how bad they are to us. I told them that this was because of Ava. It had been her whole life to be mean and full of herself. I feel guilty about what I did no matter how hard I try to explain it. I act strong, but deep down I wish I hadn't canceled my daughter's wedding. Writing this down made me feel better, even though I have no idea why I'm here. I'm grateful for all of your help. I didn't think that other people would praise what I did. I was afraid that people would think I was crazy for being so mean to my own daughter. Some of you asked Ava if she had ever been mean to us in the past. Thank you for letting me know about that. Here are the facts. I didn't know how this system worked. Grace, my second wife, is 45 years old. Ava is the name of my child from my first marriage. I split up with Ava's mother when she was 7 years old. My first wife. After meeting someone else, Ava's mother left me for him. They didn't want Ava because they were going to Europe, so I got to keep her. I married Mercy again when Ava was 13, and ever since then, Mercy and I have had to deal with Ava's anger. Mercy is the person she really hates. It made sense when she was a teen. Seeing someone else take her mother's place must have been hard. Mercy, who is a licensed teacher and mentor for kids, told me that Ava would be fine as an adult. She thought Ava would see me as more than just her dad. She would see me as someone who needs a friend. I got married 5 years after the split so that Ava would appreciate the fact that I had raised her by myself for those 5 years. Both Ava's mother and her mother-in-law didn't like her. Sadly, Ava didn't show any appreciation at all. Instead, Ava became more and more hostile toward kindness in me. I had to send Ava to live with my sister, who had a daughter the same age as her. I hoped that she would make friends there, simply because things had become so awful. My sister gave up less than a year after a few months of things going well. My sister told me that because it was their last year of school, she didn't want her daughter's marks to suffer, because of the small fights between Ava and her daughters. Because of this, I had to give Ava back. Ava lived with us until she finished from high school. During breaks, she went to stay with my parents. At some point, she said she would finish high school while living with them, and she refused to go back home. Since my parents' house was far from her school, I set up a sharing plan. That deal stayed in place as long as she was happy and calm. But when her high school marks came out, they were terrible. At that point, I found out that she had joined the wrong group of students, drug-using ones. Why did she want to live with my parents? Because her boyfriend was bad. She would sneak out of the house after they went to bed and walk around the city until after midnight. She had to repeat her final year of high school. Getting her through college was another nightmare. Because of her bad scores and sad mood, she wouldn't have been accepted anywhere else. Thank goodness I knew people who helped her get into a good college. While she was in college, she once again hung out with the wrong people and used drugs. Things got so bad that she had to go to rehab. Her last class was when she was 25, but she failed again the next year. I had to send her back to rehab for a few months. She really has been a pain, so it wouldn't be rude to call her that. She has always made me feel bad, embarrassed, and distressed. The fact that Mercy is my understanding wife makes me so happy. Other women might have been able to talk me out of leaving Ava, but she was the one who kept telling me to wait. I'm so thankful that Mercy has given so much of herself for Ava and me. Ava seems to be most upset about the fact that I got married again, and Mercy even more so. As you can see, Mercy is not Native American. The Middle East is where her family was born. Because her parents were refugees to the US and couldn't support their 5 kids, she grew up in an NGO. After running away from a war-torn area, they came to the United States with nothing. That's why I was drawn to Mercy. Even though she had a hard childhood and didn't have much money, she worked hard, got her master's degree, found a good teaching job, and made a good life for herself. Ava calls her a gold digger, even though she has made a lot of money on her own. Yes, my family has had a successful export business for 2 generations, so we have a lot of money. My first marriage is to her, and this is my second. Ava thinks Mercy married me to get money. As Ava puts it, Mercy wouldn't have married a single father 12 years her older if she wasn't trying to make money. My age is 57 and Mercy's is 45. For some reason, Ava thought Mercy was interested in money, and I don't know who gave her that idea. There were also people who asked if Ava's mother had anything to do with it. The truth is that she hasn't talked to either Ava or me since our split. The last time I heard from her, she was in Germany. In this case, Ava tried to get rid of her anger by getting in touch with me after I called off her wedding, but I told her she couldn't do that on any platform. They were upset that I had to cancel the wedding and offered to pay for the new date if Ava wanted to go through with it. But Ava lied and said they were on my side, which was not true. She swore at them, threw them out of her house, and told them not to come back. She blames them, even though it was her teacher who went to the same gym as me who found out about her drug use in high school. After that, my parents changed their minds and agreed with my choice to cancel the wedding. What Ava wants to do to hurt us and take advantage of us is not okay with me. I haven't heard from her yet, so I don't know what she's doing. 10 days after what she said was her wedding day, my parents went to see her 2 days ago. They're still not married. They've probably set up a new date or just haven't shown up yet. Also, I stopped using the credit card that I used to buy the thing. She could still get to it, but she hadn't used it much since she got the job. This is probably going to make her mad, but I no longer care. She hurt my parents, but I don't feel bad about it now. They have loved and cared for her all her life, and they are now in their late 70s. It was the right thing to do to stop Ava. Update 2. Hello everyone. It's been more than a year since I last posted on this topic, but I've kept in touch with everyone who sent me a private message or commented on the post. After a few weeks, I found out that Ava had married her fiancé in a small wedding where only their closest friends were present. I told her good luck and was happy for her. I didn't follow her on any social media site, so I didn't know what was going on in her life. My niece told me Ava had changed her Facebook status to say that she and her husband had moved to a nearby city. Everything in my life was going as planned until I got a call from a number I didn't know a week ago. It was Ava's husband, Matt. I was worried because I thought she might have had some kind of accident. She wanted to meet me in person, which shocked me, but he told me she was fine. When I asked him why, he said he would explain when we met. He asked if we could meet up for dinner and said he was in town. I really hoped that this would be a chance to make things right with Ava. I think Matt was her go-between because she might have been too shy to talk to me directly. I had high hopes when I went to see him. However, Matt showed up by himself, which made me sad. When I asked him about Ava, he said he had no idea where she was. My heart was breaking as I asked where she was. After that, he told her that they were no longer together. Matt said that Ava had been abused during their marriage and had a hard time controlling her anger. She would throw things and break things around the house, even over small disagreements. He put up with it for as long as he could, but it got too much in the end, and they broke up. Matt went on to say that Ava had mental health issues and blamed other people for all of her situations. They had a lot of fights because they had to move to a new place for his job. Ava was mad at him for taking her away from home, even though she had found a similar job that paid well there. That was just one of their many problems. Matt said he wanted to say sorry in person. He said he had seen Ava be mean to me, Mercy, and my parents, but he didn't do anything because Ava had used him against all of us. He felt bad that he had ignored the signs and put himself through pain. I let him know that Ava was to blame and not him. I felt some responsibility for not raising her well. I also told him I felt bad about what he had been through with Ava. Then Matt asked me to help him out. He told her that Ava begged him to take her back because she was upset about the breakup. But after seeing how badly she was treated, he was no longer interested in her. Still, he sent her good thoughts and asked if I could help her through this tough time. Because she was so angry, Ava had lost all of her real friends. Matt thought that I could help her by taking her to therapy. I told him that Ava would not let me be close to her, even though I hoped I could. We both told him we wanted to help Ava if she would let us. Right after that talk, I chose to go see Ava. Things didn't go as planned, which is too bad. She fought with Mercy and me. But I came by myself so Mercy wouldn't see how mad Ava was. I told her I was sorry to try to make her feel better. At the time, I didn't care about what was right or wrong. I only wanted to help her. She should talk to a doctor first, I told her. After that, she could say anything she wanted about me. Ava talked about the past without stopping to listen. She screamed that she thought Mercy was so bad and that she should be killed. She admitted that her marriage to us made her feel bad, especially when she talked about Mercy as her stepmother. That's why she wouldn't let us go to her wedding. When I tried to reason with her, she threw me out of the house and said I was the cause of all her problems. No longer do I care, and I'm not sure if I was right or wrong. I don't know how to help her, but I just want her to get better. Change 3. I'm grateful for all of your help. I was really upset when I wrote the last report, and this place has really helped me calm down. According to Mercy, I should talk to Ava's best friend from school. We were friendly because her family lived next door. Since she now lives in South Africa, I sent her a message on social media to let her know what was going on. I asked her to get in touch with Ava so that she could talk to her, because she was the only person Ava had never fought with. Her friend said she would help, and she gladly did. I think Ava is doing well in therapy because she came to see my parents a week ago and said she was sorry for what she did. The woman admitted that she could no longer hold back her anger because it had grown so strong. Even so, she still blames me for almost everything. She told me she would never forgive me. I no longer feel bad about being mean to her. I hope she has a happy life, even though I'm not involved. Thanks for your help, everyone. It breaks my heart that no father will ever have to deal with their child's intense hate. I really respect that you stayed until the end. If you really like our movies, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Have a great day. Thanks for watching. If you haven't already, please subscribe and click the bell to get notified when more shocking real-life events happen near you.